I'm Karl Brauer, Editor-at-Large at Edmunds.com, and I'm here with John Krafcik, CEO and President of Hyundai North America. And John, I had a few questions I thought we could ask while you were visiting the offices today. And the first one I wanted to talk to you about was The Machine That Changed the World. You might have heard of this book. It came out from some guys at MIT a while back. And I'm curious what your opinion is in terms of how that book might be different if it was written today. Would there be any changes, or would it still be basically the same book if it was written in 2010?
Wow, Karl, that's practically ancient history. 1990, that book came out.
Very important history.
Yeah, so that book kind of told the story of lean production and lean product development and a different way of designing and building automobiles, and maybe even had some aspirations to changing the way distribution of automobiles went. Would it be different today? You know what? I don't think it would be so different. I think there are still astonishing differences in how the various automakers build motor vehicles, even bigger differences on the product development side, which is fascinating. Yes. And from a distribution point of view, I think the model we've got now is still very, very similar to the one that the authors talked about way back in 1990.
Okay, so it's holding up to the...
I think it's holding so far. After 2 decades, okay. Yeah, it's still valid.
Well, that's good to hear. Mid-size sedans. Huge resurgence in the mid-size sedan segment in recent months and years. Yeah. And some might want to claim that that's because of all the great candidates that there are to buy in that segment now. But what's your thoughts?
Mid-size sedan when you think about it, it does cater to a lot of different people's needs. And you're right that the segment in terms of share of the overall industry seems to be increasing. People are moving from traditional SUVs and crossovers in some cases to vehicles like mid-size sedans, and it's helped by commercial products like the 2011 Hyundai Sonata. I mean, come on, think about it though, seriously. Around $20,000, 200 horsepower, 35 miles per gallon, large car interior room according to the EPA. I mean, it's a pretty great list of attributes together, and now cloaked in some pretty aspirational design. It's bringing a whole different bunch of buyers, not just to the Hyundai brand, but also to the mid-size car segment.
We talked about this a little bit already, but what's the deal with the young people? Are they into cars anymore? It looks like they aren't.
I don't understand it, you know. 16-year-olds used to stand in line at the DMV, right?
That's where I was.
16, right? I was there too, and more we see for those folks postponing getting their driver's license. And maybe a lot of different reasons for it. We talked about the possibility that the need for personal mobility and that desire. Many people can achieve it, 16-year-olds, through the social media, right? And so they have a certain kind of virtual mobility, yes, instead of actual personal mobility. But you know, I don't know. Maybe many other factors too. The cost of insurance, parents being a little bit more protective of their children today than used to be the case. It's still incumbent on the automakers to make aspirational and exciting vehicles that really appeal to the 16, 17, 18-year-olds. We should be designing and putting into market vehicles that they aspire to own. So I think we have to take some of that responsibility as well. Hyundai has some plans, by the way, for new products that are going to appeal directly to folks that age. And one of the ones I'm most excited about is coming next year. The Veloster show car that we showed in Los Angeles a couple of years ago is almost ready, and it's going to be a very, very cool vehicle for that group.
All right, well, now we're going to hit a couple questions quickly. I'm going to call this my rapid fire 4. So think Twitter on the response. We're going to try to be as efficient as possible, and it's the hard-hitting stuff that our readers demand, trust me.
Oh, Karl, this is exciting.
Yeah. What's the best form of automotive racing and why?
Oh, anything related to drifting, because the Genesis Coupe competes there. Ah,
a good reason, okay. Do you have a favorite region that you think for driving purposes, whether it's local, national, or global? Where do you like to drive a car?
Oh, God, I love the Ortega Highway, which isn't far from my home, and PCH is great. We're blessed with so many wonderful roads in Southern California.
Okay. Greatest car chase ever caught on film?
Bullet.
Okay, can't go wrong with that. Yeah. Finally, if you could drive any car that wasn't from your particular company, what would you drive?
You know, gee, I would have to go with either a Caterham Super 7 or a Porsche 911. How's that?
And do you have any personal connection to either of those vehicles?
I've got both of them in my driveway.
Okay. Yeah. So, John, thanks a lot for your time.
It was a lot of fun.
By.
Take care.